Happy Friday, everyone. It is Mega Millions Friday. It's Friday the 13th. Get your popcorn. Get your Mega Lotto ticket. Get something red. Make sure you're wearing red for everyone deployed. And join us for happy hour with my buddy Clint Westwood right after this. Westwood. Happy hour.
Yes,
how are you going to make it through this?
Oh, I'll make it. I just got to get all this stuff done. Nothing. Okay. Everything starts getting distracted at once. You know, yes. Right as you like took me off the backstage, and then you went and said your thing. It's not your fault. Everybody's like this, and notifications coming down when I'm trying to type, and you hit the notification, and then it goes somewhere you don't want it to go, and oh baby.
There's lots of things.
A guy could use a drink right now, you know what I'm saying?
I know, but I heard that you're dry. It's Westwood. It's dry in Westwood County.
It's dry right now at the Westwood bar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Are you at least having popcorn?
No, I'm not. I have the popcorn machine over here. I haven't even started the pop. No, because I'm eating stuff that actually I have organic popcorn with organic coconut oil, so it's probably not that bad with sea salt on it. I should do that, but I'm not doing it. I don't even have the popcorn. I'm just I have figurative popcorn, you know, because that's what's going on right now. We're watching this movie play out since last happy hour, since the 6th, when we had the full moon and the House of Representatives fiasco. And then all of a sudden a switch flipped. And it's like,
you mentioned that on Papa Joe's show today. We were on Papa Joe's show earlier today, and you were like, Lisa, when did that switch happen? And I was like, oh yeah, that full moon, which I didn't sleep for like 3 days.
I know, that whole time period.
It was terrible. Yeah. The energy was like crazy. But even weird stuff. I was just telling Westwood, got an email from my divorce attorney on the which I shouldn't even be still having to deal with this. I'm divorced from the guy for like 8 years. So
right?
ridiculous.
Like, how long has it been? What decade was it?
Yeah, he's still yet to make a payment on time. But
tell me how old you are, how long it's been, without telling me how long.
Yeah, exactly.
This band was playing during my divorce. You know, this was a number one hit. All right,
sorry, but they've had a huge changing of the guards of the judges at the county courthouse, to the point where like they can't even reassign. I guess they took he said something about they were trying to do something where they were taking 20% of some of the cases and assigning them to the other judges, but like we don't even have another judge. What does that say?
That says
Westwood.
That's Paulie P gave me that hat. See, it's got
that's a nice one. I like that
trucker stuff on the side.
Very
trucker,
good.
Westwood. He says you don't wear hats, you know. So I'm wearing the hat, Paulie P. I wore a hat earlier.
Yeah, he's so generous. So
I know.
He is like brought us all sweatshirts last time we were at Westwood and let us pick them out. My husband got one. I wear it all the time. And I got one. So I got two.
I got a bucket hat, you know, a summer bucket hat.
Yeah.
With Westwood on it. And where did that go?
Your wife gave it to me.
Yeah, it ends up with Lisa. So it's like all the goodies, Lisa gets them. Look.
Thank you, Mrs. Westwood.
Look at
thank you, Mrs. Westwood. This was my summer gift.
I know. I know it.
Go to Westwood's, get presents.
Yep, get presents. Or get really drunk.
Or both.
Yes, but not this week.
But not this week, because it is dry in Westwood County. That's what I should have had that be the title, Dry in Westwood County.
Dry County. You're now entering the dry county. Oh, goodness. No, it's actually the little cleanse thing's going pretty well. We talked about it a little bit earlier on Papa Joe, but
yeah.
Look how hot.
What triggered you to do that?
You had talked about it with Amy and Josh and Paige and Carly. Doing that thing. And thanks for helping out. I almost couldn't pull it, but I knew it. You're on the same wavelength. But
Carly Bear.
Carly with K. So
yes. Or Carly Bear.
Carly Bear.
I'm sure she appreciates being called that now that
I'm
she's
sure
an
she
adult.
does. I'm sure she does. I'm sure she does. She probably is a bear because she'll take you down like a bear right now. You've seen the martial arts stuff.
She got her blue belt.
Man.
Yeah, she's now a blue belt in jiu-jitsu. Crazy. Very
That's
proud
awesome.
of her.
I know. Watching her progress, it's pretty awesome. Love that. Yeah. So we need more strong women in the world. I mean, I'll tell you what, I'd love to be in a world of Amazon women, just strong, just butt kicking women. That's what I'm all about. But anyway, all right. What I was talking about was the cleanse thing. You talked about doing the cleanse thing this year, at the beginning of January, and then fresh fruits and vegetables, not really available right now. So I'm just like, I don't care. I was going to do it. And then I'm like, okay, well, that puts it off a little bit. And then Mitch had said, well, hey, you want to do that cleanse? And I'm like, yeah, I'll do it. And I said, when do you want to start? And this is after happy hour last week. And he said, Monday. And I said, okay. I'm just like, whatever, I'll do it, And so I basically I do it kind of at my own deal. I'll eat the raw whole foods, juicing. I'm not that big on it. I mean, some of the cold pressed they're just really sweet and sugary.
Oh, I mean,
and so I'm just kind of like,
that makes me feel really yucky.
Yeah, I know. And so I'm not big on that stuff so much. I mean, I do like the really green juices and that kind of stuff, but I just don't have freaking patience and time to make smoothies and stuff. So I just I go raw. I mean, as far as the diet, and just eat healthier.
I just had like a flash of naked Westwood in my mind. You go raw.
I go raw. Well, I know. I'm really in touch with my body. Back in the early 90s, the Divinals made a song about me.
Oh,
Pauly P. I know that one. Anyway, that's really bad humor. But if you put all that together, it's kind of funny. Anyway, kind of funny. But anyway, I'm doing that. I'm on my exactly. I'm pretty old. Next month I'll be 50. So
that's right. We've got a bunch of birthdays next month.
I know all the Aquarian energy.
There's Public's birthdays next month too. I forgot.
Yeah.
And I saw it on my calendar the other day. And then my husband, my mother, my son's is at the very last day of this month.
Okay.
It's just my sister who passed away is
January?
next month. Yeah, my son Zachary is January 31st.
Okay. Miss Teen Crypto, her birthday's in February. My daughter's birthday's in February. My youngest.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyway,
just crazy.
The hits keep on coming. So anyway, I'm just doing this cleanse thing. I'm probably going to go the 9 days, because they do the 21 days.
Yeah.
I just shrunk it to 9 days, but I'll probably end up doing it until next week, happy hour. And so the next Thursday, I'll probably just fast the whole day, just do a water fast. And then so Friday, I'll take one shot next week in happy hour, and you'll see me flushed immediately. I'm telling you, I'll just be like whoosh. So you'll get to see that live. Something to look forward to. Westwood back on the bottle with cigars. No cigars, nothing. I give all that up.
Well, that's good. So you have to really detox your system.
Yeah,
so
pretty much.
Next, Javi says his birthday's on the 1st.
There you go.
That's funny. Next, let's see. When we come back, when the Mighty Sirens get around again, when we get everybody back on the same continent, then we are going to start the cleanse, I think on the 22nd is what January said, of January. So we'll run 3 weeks. We'll do our best. If we fall off the wagon, not that I'm anticipating falling off the raw wagon.
Just get back up.
We will continue to get back up.
I mean, you're going to slip a little bit, probably. You might not even think about it. It'd be like a French fry sitting there I'm just, in this example, you're used to grabbing something or a chip or something, and you put it in your mouth and you're like, oh crap, why did I do that? I'm not supposed to be eating this. And you just out of habit. And that's a lot of what it is. It's breaking the mindset of your connection with food, the mindset. I talked about it today in my video to where, do we really need to eat? I mean, honestly, if you think about it, if you had like a pill with all the vitamins, all the nutrients in it, I mean, does your body
really need to eat? If you had the micronutrients in New Eden,
I mean,
you don't.
Right. Do you need the food? I mean, it just does such stress on your body, and all these organs get polluted with all the garbage that they feed you. That, I mean, if you got to the point where you really didn't need that, you kind of become that ethereal being that we once were, and we're stuck in this meat suit.
That is a way I could get, because I'm not a foodie. Like, I really could go, I just could care less.
Right.
And so I could take my new Eden, make sure I add my new Eden to whatever I'm drinking or whatever.
Right.
And just do that and
eat
like
your vitamins.
fast. Yeah. For 3
weeks. Say your prayers and eat your vitamins.
That's right. I had lunch today with 2 ladies who I just adore and have a lot of respect for. They're foster and adoptive parents that I met through my own fostering journey. And one of them, her little girl passed away on my birthday last year. And I actually helped place that little girl in her home. She had some significant medical issues. So they were, really grateful that they have a lot of the same attitude that we do about Mia. And so we got to reconnect now, and hearing them talk about, there were just so many parallels with her story and Mia, because even after they adopted Joy or started fostering Joy, they hadn't even adopted her yet. That led to more and more children coming into their home, just like with us. What, maybe had never been intended, but was always God's plan. So it was cool having that lunch and getting to hear more of her story. And so I think I'm going to talk to the board members at Team Mighty and see if that might be somebody that we recognize this year. And I want to do more of the storytelling. I think the storytelling is so powerful. I think it encourages other people, and it honors these families and these children and people that have, gone through these journeys. And, everybody has a story. I was thinking last night, my husband and I were talking, and, he's was in the car business for so long, and GM ran dealerships and all this. So he's hired and fired people and all this. I was like, what questions do you ask people, like when you're interviewing for stuff and whatever, like if you were to hire somebody? And we were talking about like, what that looks like a significant moment in your life, or what, and how you would actually, like, what would be the best way to word that? Would it be like, what was the most impactful thing that happened to you or that you were a part of in your life?
Yeah. What event in your life impacted you the most, or had the biggest impact on who you are? Something like that, maybe.
Yeah. Because sometimes it's not something that you did, but something you were a part of, or you experienced.
Something happened to you. Right. Or somebody else. Happened to somebody else, and you were like, whoa, that just changed my life. I just saw Sasquatch.
Yeah, in raw.
Mind blown. Raw Sasquatch.
Raw Sasquatch footage. Right.
Shout out to Phil C. He's always sending me Sasquatch videos, linking them.
Oh, that's awesome.
Good stuff.
Yeah. Anyway, so I really wanted to encourage like the storytelling and have that be inspiring to others, and then like have like, the one drop. Even though I think maybe Mother Teresa's a bad person, which is hard to wrap my brain around, but I like that quote that they said, that she said, the one drop in the ocean would always be lacking that, or whatever. The ocean wouldn't be the same without that one drop, and kind of that ripple effect that can be caused with kindness, Yeah. So I don't know. I'm excited about that kind of stuff.
Yeah, the ocean's not just made up of, just a big tank of water. It's all these little droplets of water, and it takes all those droplets to exist as it is. Otherwise, it wouldn't exist as it is. You didn't have that one drop.
And the power is in the decentralization. There was a video today. Well, I found it today. I'm sure it's old. In fact, I know it's old because
I remember seeing it.
Yeah, well, they were talking about Hinman, so that's like even before Jay Clayton. That's right. It went Hinman, Clayton, then Gensler, right? Is that right for who's running the SEC?
That might be right. I can't remember. I mean, I kind of stopped paying attention to them after a while. So they're irrelevant.
So this was interesting to me because we understand the strength of Bitcoin and the point that it is decentralized. And so that's what apparently they were saying, that Hinman was very clear about. That was the big decider. And
the issue about securities. Now,
let me
what's your
share this
view
with you
about
guys real
where
quick.
the SEC is now? They've made some, 50-50 kind of
This guy's
shutting
voice
some
makes
aspects
me
of
crazy.
crypto and blockchain down and boosting other aspects. Where do you sit with SEC statements at this point? And, how are you talking to them, etc.?
So we are big friends and fans of that organization. I think they're
Big friends.
really understanding the space well. They are applying this thing called securities law to the business in America and other places, as they have done for many decades successfully. They're identifying fraudulent projects. They're identifying obvious transgressions of securities law.
Except for SBF.
They haven't had a heavy touch, really. They've been gathering information. They've been taking some actions. They've been very clear that they understand there is this new construct, this protocol-based open platform.
So you think they get it?
Yeah, we believe they get it. They've introduced a new construct, decentralization, into their thinking. So in addition to the Howey test, they have this new construct that they're seeing certain things in. So they consider the Bitcoin network and token and issuance mechanisms. They consider Ethereum network.
He could be a ventriloquist.
To be decentralized, and therefore no transactions involving those particular assets are considered to be transactions of securities. They have not said the same thing about other tokens, the Ripple token, for instance, and they were clear that they were going to come out with statements to sort of assess these different tokens, and I believe they've made all the statements about decentralization that they're going to make. And so Bill Hinman, Director of Corporate Finance, has been very clear about what you can do and what you can't do, and decentralization is a new element that they're working with.
So that's from an old clip, obviously.
They're going to come out with a lot of statements, though.
A lot of statements.
What are the statements?
But that's because they don't make the law. Congress makes the law.
That's why they fiddle-faddle around with it. And they're not coming down on one side or the other. They allow you to basically make a choice. You decide. That's kind of where they're putting you. You decide, what you're going to do with this crypto stuff and how you're going to treat it. Because they're not giving you clear rules. Well, that's not really that fair, is it? If you're trying to work with, but then again, crypto is kind of outside that system, because it runs on stupid computers that are everywhere, that happen to be on all the time, that are running stupid code. I mean, that's all it is. I mean, it's silly. I mean, the whole thing, when you think about it, this is just silly. I mean, he's got a bunch of computers running words, and we're giving value to it like it's real money. Well, it's kind of silly when you start looking at the cash in your pocket and you think, well, we give value to that. Why? Well, and then you look at it as something from Great Britain, a pound, and you look at it, the Queen's face on it, it's got zeros on it. You're like, I don't know how much this is worth. You can't give any energy to it because you're like, I don't even know what it's worth. But since birth, we've been trained and had this illusion of this dollar that it actually has value. And so we think it has value because, okay, yeah, I agree. Yeah, I agree. Well, so it's not such a figment of the imagination and so preposterous that we could just go out and form our own money and run it on computers that we plug in and run the code that we choose to run, whether it's Bitcoin, Litecoin, Digibyte, Dogecoin, or whatever freaking coin that you want to run. It's up to us to decide. That's what it comes down to. That's it. There we are.
Yeah.
It's for the
and I think
it's not fueled by alcohol today, so I'm stopping right there.
It's Dry County in Westwood. But yeah, but you're right. You're right on. So there was also, Reggie had sent the Very DAO link to something called Lens, which it's a decentralized social media. And so somehow like your social media, like you own your own data and that causes you to like run a node or something. And because of that, it's all decentralized. So I don't know how that would affect some of these challenges that we have with censorship and things like that. I don't know. I thought it was a really interesting way of looking at it.
Through a different lens.
Through a different lens. A lens of freedom, maybe.
Hey, whatever the lens we choose to look through, we determine what reality is ultimately.
Yeah. Well, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, I mean, use the most recent example of when we were on Happy Hour last week, we were talking about the Congress. They've been through 11 votes and they still can't pick a speaker. Who's on what side? These people are flipping this and that. By the end of the night, boom, done. And then what do you see come Monday? I mean, boom, right away to work. Boom, boom, boom. Hey, you're off the committee. You're off the committee. I read the FBI report on you, Swalwell. You're off. And I mean, actually making changes. And then you think, oh, okay, maybe we have a new reality now. Maybe the script has flipped. And I mean, it's just that quickly things can change.
That quickly.
That's it. Things can change that quickly. And now we've got Corvette Confidential coming to a screen near you. We've got Joe Biden putting confidential documents in his garage, but it's locked. It's locked along with my Corvette. It's locked. I mean, just you got papers, confidential papers, in the freaking garage, and it's okay. But he takes confidential papers very seriously. I keep hearing that from the press secretary.
And what did he say about Trump when they said that Trump did that before? And
was he
Joe
on 60
Biden,
Minutes and said,
he was quoted.
What a silly or an ignorant thing to do, or something like that.
Something like irresponsible or something like that. I think he called it irresponsible.
What an irresponsible
and now
thing
he
to do.
they've found at least three that we know of.
Well, they're all over. They are now.
Yeah.
And then they're probably, it was what, the Biden pen, whatever that think tank was, probably CCP paying for it, funneling money through it. Then you've got confidential documents sitting around. You got his son who's got access to all this stuff. And he's a complete train wreck. I mean, wait till that laptop comes out into the public. I mean, this is ridiculous. I mean, it's absolutely insane. We've got people in jail for one paper that gets leaked. I don't know. This is
crazy. I did hear
expose the corruption. That's what this is doing.
They were talking about the history of these classified documents being mistreated or taken out of the White House. I don't know what the right word is.
Vice presidential records.
The vice presidential records. There you go. That's funny. Oh, that's funny.
Jeez.
But
Dick Cheney, better be looking out. They're coming for you next, bro.
There's a history of this, and so they went back. They brought up Hillary and the cell phones or cell phone.
Yeah.
How she was using her private she was using her private cell phone, private server, and
putting
doing government business, putting classified government information on her private server. And they played a tape of her saying, well, I just thought it would be much easier if I just had one device for my public and my private emails, is what she said.
Yeah. So why have
don't imposition me with this national security thing?
It's like, that's why the rules are in place, because you don't want to have it. It's like having all your money on your phone on a hot wallet. Have a crypto wallet on your phone, walking around. Hey, I want my bank on my phone. I want all my funds in here. It's fine. It's inconvenient to put it on a hardware wallet. It's inconvenient to put it on a paper wallet. Yeah, I mean, come on. Let's get real.
Crazy.
But see, this is the level of corruption that's been going on, and we've known that. And it got called out in the past. You got little voices saying, hey, this is going on. Shut up. They get squashed. Get off this committee. We're not talking about it. But now, I'm actually positive that what is happening is a good thing, because it is rolling out. I'm starting to see it for the first time. Oh, now they said that.
Even in the mainstream media, like you said.
CNN's reporting on this and making a big deal out of it, or starting to. So they're either throwing Biden under the bus, and that's the plan, and then they're going to, have somebody else. That's what they think the plan is. I think it's much bigger than that, because if you look at the House in operation, what it's doing on the one side, and then you look at what's going on in the media on the other side, you see this coalescing of forces to where it's going to be like terminal velocity at some point, to where it's just, everything just blows out and leaks, and you got to make a choice. This is in my face. I mean, we got to do something different. So we may have a third party come out of this. I kind of had that idea. Maybe we have a third party come out, and Trump comes back in the third party leadership role or something, and then the House Republicans and the House Democrats,
party
Freedom Party,
the
American,
one that unites us all.
And
we don't have parties anymore,
right?
Because in the Kim Clemente prophecy, it said that we would become one. That America would become, when we stopped eating our children, we would become one. And then this man with humility or this humble man, I can't remember the exact words.
Yeah.
Would help heal the money.
Uh-huh.
Or did he say dollar? I'm such a terrible quoter. Anyway,
That's all right.
Watch the Kim Clemente prophecy from, I believe it's from 2014. And it talks about, I posted on for my Patreon. It's one of the posts in the last month or so. And it was really powerful. Like, it was really cool, and talked about, it sounded like we became one as a nation. Basically we threw off tyrannical government and we united as a people, we the people, united. And then a humble man helped to heal the dollar, or was it the gold? I can't remember. Clean the gold, something like that. And I thought that's probably Reggie, with Veritasium, because Veritasium is a truth protocol.
Yeah, it can heal the markets, the money, the economic
it gets
situation.
rid of the middlemen.
Yeah.
It's peer-to-peer, and it helps to make sure that that's all happening. So that truth protocol in there is what I think really could be that piece of it. And then he went on to talk about basically like this time of growth and peace and healing, and like almost like a time of free energy kind of thing. Yeah. And you're seeing that a lot, where they're trying to weaponize or trying to villainize natural gas
stoves.
Yeah. Joe on World Blockchain Roundtable on Thursday, at the end of it, he goes, well, I'm out of here. I'm going to eat some eggs and cook them on my gas stove. And
there you go.
You badass.
Boom. Boom. But the meme going around is, but it identifies as an electric stove, so it's okay.
Oh, Lord. Okay.
No, it's not a gas stove. It identifies as electric. We're good here. Move along.
There you go.
move the Stasi, or the Nazis along. Get out of here. Yeah. SS, move along.
So what are your thoughts on all of these people, their names? Can I just list a few? Just for example, Sam Bankman-Fried.
Yep.
Who's Hester Peirce? It's not Pierce, guys.
No,
I just found out
it's not IE. It's ER.
Nope.
Right,
it's ER.
Right.
Hester Peirce, who's called, you also know her as Crypto Mom. And she's in the SEC, and she has a open invitation to people that want to come visit her in Durham on the 20th, which I put in for a invite. Yes. And then let's see. Oh, is it Tom Money? Representative Money?
I don't know if it's Mooney or Money, but it's close enough.
That he put in to bring us back to a constitutional dollar.
Back to silver. That's what that would be.
Yep. Here in Oklahoma, here's the best one. We have Nathan Dam. And he is one damn fine constitutional man. He is like
Mr. Dam.
Fighting for our Constitution, fighting for the people in Oklahoma. There's what was the latest thing he did? Oh my gosh. I need to go look it up. It was so exciting. And he accepts Litecoin he did when he was running for donations for his thing.
Yeah, I remember you saying that.
Because I messaged him and he was like, yes, here's my Litecoin
Absolutely.
address.
Thank you.
And I was like, oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'll shoot you some of that energy. Pow!
Yeah, it was so cool. So what are your thoughts on the names being like almost laughable?
They're good theatrical names. If you're writing a play or something, those are the kind of names that you would want.
Well, remember how you told me to look up central casting?
Yes.
And when Trump was doing all his rallies, he kept saying, "Hey, you look like something right out of central casting." Oh, thank you. And here's so-and-so right out of central casting. And he was bringing up people that were like, either were they nominees or were they already in the position? Or
No,
both?
and
don't
some of them
remember.
weren't. Some of them you would point out, off stage, you'd be like, they're pivotal, that's, he would keep saying central casting.
Central
And
casting.
so there's two meanings to it. Central casting, I think it's just a way.
It's a real thing.
Yeah, for networks to like
up.
get the information out to like various networks, like the same message.
No. It's a business.
That's what I'm saying. There's two.
Okay,
there's two things. Central casting, it's a concept where you can feed the information out to, and I'm not going to go into detail on this, to different like small networks, for instance, to where you can cast out news stories centrally, that kind of thing. And then the other one it's central casting. It's a big acting thing to where you've got crisis actors almost coming in, right?
Yes. Well,
right.
Or
acting.
Whatever you
Staging,
need.
Whatever
it's
you want.
for it's an acting company in New York that if you need like what are they called, like walk-on people or
extras.
Extra.
If
you need extras for a movie, like you could, if you're in New York, you could go to Central Casting and say, hey, I'm here for the next month or
I need
summer or
in
whatever.
San Francisco, I need 3,000 hobos. No problem.
If you can, call Central Casting.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Yes, and he kept mentioning it, and I was like, why? Immediately when I heard it, I'm like, man, that sounds like rigged theater. The first time I heard it, and then he said it again, and I'm like, something's up. He's calling this out, multiple times. Like you said, you don't get it until you say it, 5-6 times, whatever it is. Then you start, wait a minute, I've heard that before. What is this? And so, he's calling that stuff out. So, I think a lot of this is theater. And I don't know how it's happening. I don't know. Maybe it's a big, divine plan that, I have no idea, but it's just so, everything's happening. It's just so perfectly, really, and timing wise.
And let's not forget,
how do you plan all this?
Yeah, things are happening so fast that from Friday to Friday feels like more like a month than a week.
I know.
I almost forgot to mention
quickening.
We should all write our congressmen and women and tell them, hell no, we are not interested in paying for a bust of Zelensky to be in the halls of Congress.
It's only $42 million or what, it's probably some cheap price, Yeah,
that is so offensive to me.
Silly.
When
he was on the Golden Globes too. Remind me to come back to that.
Ooh, I didn't know that.
Oh yeah.
I don't watch any of that stuff. So
I know. I knew he was going to be on, so I was like, let's see what's messaging we got here.
Oh, I'm glad you watched it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Completely insane. Also, this week there was the FAA shut down. There were no flights. Was that Wednesday morning or Thursday morning? I can't remember.
I think it was Wednesday morning. Yeah, Tuesday night they had an issue, a glitch, and they tried to reboot the system, and it didn't come up correctly, and so they get all these cover stories of all this. What really happened? Now it's some contractor messed up a file in the system and brought the whole thing down.
But he messed it up in Canada too?
Yes, of course he did. Maybe he was like French Canadian American. I don't know, something.
And then
living
at
in
the
Detroit,
same exact time, MonkeyWorks showed that while none of those flights were going on, there were tons of tankers, U.S. military tankers up in the air, refueling all the fighter pilots.
Really?
That were over. Oh yeah, MonkeyWorks did a video on it.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes you wonder. Maybe there's something we don't know about. Some kind of threat.
There's lots of things we don't know about.
Yeah, I know. It's all cover stories. That's all it is. All I know is that you're starting to see panic in DC. when you see these people talk, they're so upset. I saw Adam Schiff, and Kevin McCarthy referred to him yesterday in his update, his 20-minute update. It was really worth watching. Kevin McCarthy referred to Adam Schiff as Adam Shift with a T. Now, he knows what Adam Schiff's name is. So
but that's not what Trump called him.
Right, Shifty Shift. And so he called him Adam Shift and, acted like he didn't even say it. He just went on with it. So, this is kind of more of a smooth operator than I thought, McCarthy. So he's dropping little hints.
What is the connection between Kevin McCarthy and former President McCarthy?
McCarthy?
Isn't that a former president?
I don't think so.
Am I thinking of?
Oh, you're thinking of first name. What's his first
CIA?
name? McCarthy. The McCarthy. No, in the Congressman Joseph McCarthy in the hearings in the 50s when he's going against
the
communism.
Hearings. Sorry.
And,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know, but that's a good. It's either that history is rhyming and it's the perfect name once again to do the witch hunts.
Okay.
Because that's what it was. It was a big witch hunt. What went on?
I knew there was a McCarthy thing. I couldn't.
They're routing out people in Hollywood and different industries. Not to say they weren't there, because there was a lot of them that had infiltrated. But it was one of those situations to where, it does kind of rhyme a little bit. So is he going to be the guy that's kind of rooting out all the evil right now and all the bad stuff right now and bringing it to the fore? Possibly. That's a good connection. Is he related in any way? I doubt it, but I don't know. It's a good research topic. Get back to me next week.
Somebody look into that. Somebody put a comment in the video.
Right. I can't. No. But go check it out.
How many? Yeah. And that's the thing. Like, when we were on Papa Joe's video show earlier today, how many things you could be looking at? You can be. Which rabbit hole do you go down? Like, what's important to you? Is it the
rabbits everywhere?
Health issue? Is it the money thing? How many of these things are distractions?
Yeah.
Is it all already figured out and we are just watching it unfold?
Yeah.
Is the whole time construct BS anyway? And so it doesn't matter that it's taking us this long to watch a movie. I don't know. I'm having all those kind of thoughts.
Yeah, and I think we all do, and I think that's why, and we've all talked about it in on different channels. It's you got to use discernment right now. I mean, because there's so much that you can be inundated with. You've got to look at what's really important here. And I'm not going to focus on this stuff because it's really not that important. But what I see going on over here, I think this is pretty important. It's really resonating with me, and I got the gut feeling, trust yourself, that I need to be paying attention to this. And see, that's where I am with the House right now. I'm really watching McCarthy. I'm really watching what these people are doing. I'm really watching their reactions, and I'm getting like a visceral, like Cliff says in his data sometimes, there's that visceral language, that language that it's just like knocked in the head, just like real language that is like a gut punch type stuff that's really emotional. And I'm seeing that language from these people right now. And when I brought up Schiff, the reason why I did is because he came out with, I think, a tweet or in an interview, he said, here's Kevin McCarthy removing me from the people from the intelligence community. And this is the guy that was behind the Benghazi joke investigation.
They're talking about Benghazi like crazy. I'm telling you.
And I'm like, he's bringing
Hillary
it up
on
it's
today.
It's going to be your downfall. I mean, it's just, but see, those types of things, I'm like, okay, all the connections, there's no coincidences. And when some of that stuff starts coming out, I mean, it's just, boy, now I'm starting to really see where, the pain is and where the fear is. And, those are good things to key in on. Who's really afraid right now in Washington? And if they're bad guys anyway, and they're afraid, it's a good thing.
So here's the other thing. So they are saying, Lauren Boebert said, we're bringing the House back we're opening it up to the people again. And part of that is that we are now able to watch it on camera again, where we've been closed out. We haven't been able to see what's going on.
Yep.
They've been having basically secret meetings, behind closed door meetings from the people of the United States for years now. But they've opened the doors. The cameras are on. Have you noticed that this stuff's been happening in the evening where everyone can watch once they get home from work?
Well, that's kind of the plan, isn't it? I mean, to get it out there. I mean, Trump was a master at that. He would do it at the right time, have a press conference, an announcement at like 4 o'clock,
7:30.
And then the news would have to be like, oh, we didn't got time to like do anything. We got to just run it. You know what I mean? He would pick certain times to where he knew how to work the media and use that lens to get, maximum effect. And so, you're probably right. That's what's happening. It's maximum impact right now. It's just like, okay, you're at war. There's a war right now. There's an information war, and it's coming to the forefront. It was always in the background, but it's coming out. It's going to boom, boom, boom. You're seeing what happened today. I don't want to get too much into it, but it's the truth. I mean, I retweeted a couple of things before we went on. It was about
I'll go find your Twitter.
Check it, because what's coming out with the CDC is now saying it triggered their internal systems to where enough data points were hit that they're like, we got to investigate this because it's causing a lot of problems with people 65 and older. I mean, and that's just because their system.
Look, Once again, how many times have I liked this tweet?
I know, and it probably says it's not
a million times.
I've seen you retweet it and like it so many times, and then
every time we come back, it shows I have not liked it.
I know, it's crazy.
Elon, get on that. I know
it's funny because I know
you're
watching
our show. I know you're watching our show, Elon. Her hair looks terrible. My Lord.
I'll say Elon, Dogecoin, Litecoin, Merge Mind. That's the way to go.
Yeah.
It's money for the digital age.
Play any of this because I'm already in lots of trouble. I
but you read the.
Yeah, I had a thing.
What's happening?
A review I requested denied. Denied.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can see it right there. The CDC has to open an investigation because they've got internal alarms set up. I mean, a system set up to where if there are so many trigger points hit, that they have to investigate it. So that has now happened with the Pfizer one. Moderna, not yet, but that'll come, I'm sure. But so the Pfizer prick, they have to open up an investigation on it to see if it's causing problems. So
that was the other thing. There's another name, Prickster, and they were talking about him the other day too. Some of that stuff's coming out.
That's a good tweet right there by Jenny Moonstone.
Yeah, Jenny.
That's a great tweet.
And she's not on Twitter very much. I hate to even retweet that for it to not be.
She's been on more. Mm-hmm.
But that is a great tweet.
Yep, that's a really good one.
So when we do our meetup in February, which I talked a little bit about on Papa Joe's show earlier today, and once the girls get back on the same continent, once all the mighty sirens are gathered again, we'll talk about and we'll go through our cleanse. And then we will have our, we'll get a date for our meetup. And Jenny will be there too. She'll be part of that. She's a mighty siren herself.
She's definitely mighty. Definitely mighty. She is a fun time to be around.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of energy.
Any meetups in Central Illinois? We will have a public meetup this summer.
Well, actually, will it be summer? It might just be like right around summertime, spring.
I think that's summer.
Yeah,
June is summer.
June sometime. Yeah, I'll have dates and events.
Yeah,
and
we'll have
stuff.
more. Go to clintwestwood.net.
Yeah, I gotta update that. clintwestwood.net.
There's a lot of information. There's resources. There are dates. There's all kinds of good stuff on there for you. But go to clintwestwood.net and you can get more information about that.
You can buy a Coin Vigilante watch. I've got a link to that,
Oh, cool.
Links to all kinds of stuff that, I talk about in crypto to get you into cryptocurrency to help, like go download the Fold app and get free Bitcoins, Satoshis every day. Lolly, download that. There's links to all that stuff. You send me an email if you have any questions. It's on the website.
There you go. I don't know what a CU is. CU area. I don't speak Illinois.
Copper?
Illinoisan.
Illinoisan? You're not in it. Where does it say this at?
It says CU area.
Chicago? I don't know.
I don't know.
CU.
Oh, maybe they mean Chicago University or I don't know what they would mean.
No, I'm not sure. It doesn't ring a bell. CU.
Chicago?
CU be short for. I'm not
Champaign Urbana.
Oh, Champaign
you're supposed
Urbana.
to get that out of CU?
Oh, it's usually I got you.
That's an inside thing.
It's like
that's one of those things. It's like you got to be from there.
I mean, yeah, I get it. I guess that's where the
CU.
University of Illinois is. It's just okay, I get it.
No, apparently I don't speak sarcasm.
Champaign Urbana.
I don't get it. Sorry. Don't get it.
Bloomington, normal. BN. Now, be around Central Illinois. I'm not near Chicago so much. More south, in the middle of cornfields. So
they are bringing a lot of attention. So I guess Klaus is having his meetup right now.
Oh yeah, is it Davos? Is it at Davos?
I don't know if it's at Davos. They're stopping people on the road, and to get in or get past their security, you have to give your fingerprint.
Really?
That's your ticket to ride the Mother Weffer train.
You can get in the backstage pass, the VIP pass if you take the implant.
Yep. I don't know where you have to take
Speaking of costs and what things cost, have you seen what is the Pacific Bitcoin Conference? I think that's what it's called. Holy cow. The price of those tickets, absolutely ridiculous.
Don't they know we're in a bear market?
I don't know. It's a lot of Litecoin,
I don't know.
that's all I'm saying.
But that's the thing. That's where then you do something like shitcoin. You have a alternate, you decentralize, and you have a meetup at the same location in the town.
I love that Bozak has that mentality because it's like, oh, come on, get over yourselves. This is ridiculous.
Get over yourselves. That's not what it's about. Quit trying to be.
But see, it's corporatized.
Banksters.
I mean, that's what it is. It's got all this big money coming in.
So you're saying we should have a meetup in the same city as Pacific Bitcoin
out in California
at the same time.
Yeah. There you go.
In the same city. And
because it's crazy to pay that kind of money.
You could just do what do you do? The first year it was by donation.
It was only
come here, and if you want to set up a booth,
$5 or something. I don't know. It was something.
No, it was donation.
Was it? Okay.
For the ticket, if you pre-purchase the ticket.
Okay.
And then it was, please don't poop in my yard, dog. Keep going. Okay.
Next.
It made it to the neighbors, so I'm good. It was donation.
Might eat it.
If you pre-purpose.
Cook it up.
Pre-purchase the ticket. And then it was, what was the next thing? And then when you got there, I think they asked you to pay $5, but I don't know if they did or not. Anyway, I think everybody's happy to pay $5 and
what's
help.
$5?
Like, what's $5? And Kenny put the whole thing together so that everybody would have an alternative of getting robbed.
Right. I mean, what's $5?
Or you could stand in line for the Bitcoin conference and pass out from a medical emergency of dehydration.
Medical coincidence.
A medical coincidence.
Yeah.
And no, those were just dehydration.
Not Miami. That's just
back then. That was just
in Miami,
dehydration.
You're passing out, right? It's hot and humid.
Yeah, they didn't have medical coincidences back then.
No. That's
Can you imagine when we
look back?
No, we didn't have medical coincidences back then. Now
it's where you're at.
Yeah.
It's like post MC and pre MC. Man, I don't know.
A new time.
It's
the sock thing. So we were talking about the secrets and all this, which I know I'm going back on the thing, but I wanted to tell people this. So when I see those promoted tweets, did I ever send you any of the ones with the cat socks and the chicken socks?
I don't think so.
Chicken leg socks and the cat leg socks. And at first I thought it was, so there's a thing in computer world called a sock where it hides transactions. It covers or hides transactions, kind of like MWeb. It takes it off.
Yeah. Okay.
It's a way of hiding a transaction. But then there was also that McCarthy guy. That's where I was trying to go that direction with that. So there was a guy. Oh, dang it. I can't remember his name. Anyway, he got caught sneaking secrets from the White House in his socks.
Oh, there was one guy who was hiding them in his pants or something. That was that.
It was his socks.
What's his name?
Do you know?
I know it.
Do you really know this?
Yes, and I can't remember what his name was. It's he's got a son, a guy with the same name. I think is the governor in the East, like New Hampshire or something. Or what's the guy's name?
Of information.
I can't remember. If it's the right guy, it's John.
It was like what in the 50s?
I can't remember. No, it's not the same guy. It was a long time ago. This is a different guy then. This guy was taking it out in his pants.
It's pre-Hillary.
Yeah. What the frick was the guy's name? Somebody help me. Help me.
In his socks.
Governors. If I had a governor's list, then I would be able to say the name. I think it was like John.
Jacob Jingleheimer Smith.
No, not John Poindexter. Not John. John Sununu, was that it?
Possibly. I can't remember.
John Sununu?
It's very possible.
Because I think he was hijacking stuff. I think it was him. Anyway, if that's who you're talking about. I'm sure there's many more. But just give him a position at a college or something. Make him president somewhere. That's
all of
typically what
this is
happens.
bringing up. So there's a theory that Obama pardoned everybody while he
was that the letter in the desk? Hey, guess what?
Maybe.
I pardoned everybody. Sorry. Not really.
Okay, so maybe. And then when Bush Sr. died, it said, "I'm sorry, I told them everything," or "They know everything."
Something like
Something
that. Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
The
pardon doesn't stand. They know everything. Something like that, probably.
Yeah, they know everything. But they had already been pardoned, but they were freaking out.
Yeah.
So then the theory is, one of the theories is that then you had to catch them
Set 'em up
doing
again.
it all over again
No, I get it.
to be able to hold them accountable.
Yeah.
For charges to stick for all of them publicly, or legally, or documented through history or whatever. And so now it's interesting to me to see all these old things being brought up again and equated to, oh, remember when Hillary did that? Yeah, she might have been pardoned for it, but it happened.
Yeah. And guess what?
And this guy's going to get nailed for it.
Well, I've heard that theory before, and it's very possible because, I mean, you could do that as president. I mean, I don't know that it's got to be a public pardon. I mean, I don't think there's anything in the Constitution that says you have to publicly do it. It's just the president can pardon anyone he chooses to. So, yeah, I mean, say you did a blanket pardon to all the criminals. Deep state, everybody, you're all pardoned. No worries.
Is that true? Because then Assange could be pardoned and we wouldn't know. He could be safe. McAfee could be safe and we wouldn't know.
I don't know. I don't know why, it was never really envisioned that would happen, I wouldn't think, when they first wrote the Constitution, but I don't think there's anything in it. Somebody look it up. The presidential pardon, I don't think there's any requirement to publicly document it or anything. I mean, it just says the president has the power to pardon, I think. So what's that mean? I mean, he can just say, hey, I pardoned that guy, at the cocktail party. I pardoned him at Bohemian Grove, all of them. Sorry, you can't get them. I don't know.
Sick. Oh, hey, you guys, I Am is starting his own YouTube channel. So you guys see his name in the live chat. Make sure you go follow him. And
Sandy Berger. Is that it? Sandy Berger? That was another one.
Oh, that name sounds
Sandy
familiar.
Berger, the sock man.
Maybe.
The bag man. It's a sock man. Smuggling it out. Well, you don't even smuggle it out.
I wish I
anymore.
remembered
That's how corrupt it's become. You don't even smuggle it out anymore. You just walk out with it, throw it in your garage, and say, yeah, that's worth a few million to Mr. Wang when he comes over to my house.
And tell Hunter when he comes in through the garage late night with his hookers not to knock over that box.
Don't stumble over them and slip, and don't let one of them walk off while you're passed out from a crack attack. It's all good.
Yeah.
It's
crazy.
It's so ridiculous. It really is. But I take it very seriously. I take security of documents very seriously. Obviously not, but
it's very irresponsible otherwise.
Yes, I'm going to say that I do, but I'm proving that I don't.
Yeah.
Typical.
Well, I always say watch somebody's actions, not their words, because that will tell you.
Judge that tree by its fruits.
That's right.
Oh,
Mr. X,
Pardon
Real Digital Soldier, has his own YouTube channel as well. So you guys go follow him, and I will be following him afterwards.
Yeah. Click on the little picture there in the description. It'll take you to the YouTube channel, and then you can
make sure my notifications are on.
Yes.
Because I don't ever get notifications for him, and I feel like I followed him before.
Well, you've already proven that on Twitter, when you retweet my tweet, it doesn't.
Or like it every time. Every time.
15. I've got 17 hearts from Lisa, 17 likes, and none of them stick. I don't know what's going on.
Somebody call Elon.
Elon, can we fix this problem, please? Well, let's see. There are no coincidences. Elon takes over. I guess the word. Look into Elon, what that means. There's Werner von Braun, the former Nazi that came over and ran the rocket program. He wrote a book and he said something about there will be this person who comes along and leads us into space or leads it, and his name will be Elon. I'm serious. Go look it up.
Are you serious?
No, I'm serious. It's craziness. So
Look at Joe molesting the Japanese prime minister.
God, I didn't even see this today. Hey,
look at him rubbing him.
Hey, look at his
He's
hair.
like got his
back.
hands on his back. He's rubbing him. Like, I'm
here.
sorry, but you just don't.
You're just invading my space.
People that
look
much.
at him. He's just creepy, Joe.
Get your hands off him, man.
I don't know. That's just it. He's.
Don't you know that Japanese prime minister is like when you're left at school in kindergarten and your mom drives away and you're like, don't leave me.
Yeah, it's like
he's looking at the car. Oh God.
Right. Can I get back in now? No, and the Japanese culture
and there
isn't
he puts
like
his
real
hand on him
touchy though
again.
either. You know, they don't. You know, they do the handshakes. They'd rather bow and that kind of thing.
So
they're
disrespectful.
Right. Well, that's Joe doesn't care. He's that guy. Hey, gets in your face and talks to you. You know, real close. You know, you're feeling breathing on you. Just creep. Yeah. But he's cool. He's got his aviators. He's got his Corvette convertible, you know, with his confidential documents flying out the back when he's driving down the road. I mean, it's all right. He's Joe. He's cool. Hey, come on, man. Come on, man. Yeah. You know, I tell them to quit investigating something, they get it done. They get it done right now.
Mm-hmm. Let's see.
Expose it. Well, careful how I use that with Joe Biden in the same context. Let's expose the corruption.
JB Sleer has been posting a lot of Cliff stuff.
Yes, he has. That's pretty awesome.
You guys should check all that out.
Go follow him to get Cliff's posts. Yeah, he's been doing a good job there.
That's been really good.
Cost to have a channel, Fever Flav. I don't. As far as YouTube, there's no cost to it other than they do steal your soul away and steal your content and take the channel at some point. But basically, it's theirs.
The cost of
you're putting your name on it, and you can post videos. Yeah, and so there's no charge as far as dollars. You just go out and do it. Start uploading videos. Get in a car and drive around and turn the camera on and start talking crap.
A 340,000 mile car?
No,
only what you said?
300 and I think it's 301,000, like 1,500, something like that. It's over 300,000. Just went over 300,000.
Okay.
It's got
still, my God.
Oh yeah, Digibug, baby. I'm on a spiritual journey. I'm on a mission from God, and the Digibug is going to carry me. It's going to be the wind.
I got to figure out
wings.
which one of our cars has the most miles, but I think like.
Combined.
We have an old Rover that has, I want to say it's almost 200,000. Maybe it's not 200,000, but I know it's a lot. It has a lot of miles on it because I sent it. So, what's his name? Ninja and I fight about cars. Economic Ninja and I get in fights about cars.
Which one's better or which one you want to buy?
No, he's just always slamming cars. About different. And I'm like, dude, that's what I drive or this and that or whatever.
It's like, stop,
and
man.
I'm like, can you please just stop? Yeah. And then he's like, and these old Rovers, they're crap and whatever. I was like, oh, like this one? And I took a picture of my
perfect,
gauge that shows it's like, it has 1 million miles on it or whatever. And he's like, oh, crap.
Oh.
Anyway, well, Ninja's an awesome guy. Economic Ninja's an awesome guy. That's another great channel to follow.
Yep. Everybody's following him already. He doesn't need any help. He's got he's got the whole world following him. Seriously. I mean, I cannot believe the views he gets. It's awesome.
It is awesome.
He's got it figured out. He knows the system.
Here's the other thing I want to talk about because I sent this to you and you thought it was from a couple years ago, but there's a comet coming again.
Yes.
The green light.
Yes.
So the sun is getting closer and closer and closer to us. And by 2025, it'll be at its most intense. So I don't know what that has to do with anything. But this rare comet is going to pass.
Future's so bright, we got to wear shades.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's going to pass the Earth for the first time in 50,000 years.
Imagine this. 50,000
How to watch and what it means for the past. I don't know about what it means for the past, nor do I think Forbes has an idea about what. But I thought this was really interesting because it is
light shadow,
that green light. Remember green light? What does green light mean for our 17th favorite friend?
Go time.
Go time.
I don't know. Is that what it means?
Yeah.
Okay. It's go time. And the green light's here right now.
I believe so.
It's going to be closest, I think, on February 2nd, I read. Is that right?
2-2.
Fact check me.
Here, let's see.
2223. Or it could be 2323.
It says closest to the sun, February 1st.
Mm.
Closest to Earth.
sun.
I'm sorry. Closest to Earth on February 1st.
On the
Closest
1st,
to the
okay.
sun on January 12th.
Okay.
Which
so
is
it's
tomorrow.
Already,
no,
already,
yesterday. Yesterday was the 12th.
Because today is Friday the 13th. Yeah.
Okay. But closest to Earth on February 1st.
Okay.
So I think bringing the sun's energy to us. Is that the deal?
I don't know. It's the green light. It's coming. It's go time. Like Fever Flav, or not Fever Flav. Sorry, it was Light Shadow. I was thinking Fever Flav. I don't know why. Light Shadow said wormwood. Yeah, that greenish wormwood. It's a biblical thing. Wormwood. I don't know. Are we going to have like a third of the world, Earth population wiped out now, and the water's spoiled and fire? And
my God, have you seen California lately? All the rain.
It looks like hell on
California.
earth in some of those places. I mean, that's
it looked
horrible.
like hell on earth before. I think now it's getting cleaned up, like letting that water run. I think it'll be interesting to see what's left after the water.
So you don't say that, because what happens is then Illinois is right in line next, because it might be the top half. Maybe that's it, or the governor's mansion or something. I don't know.
Clean up, and then what's left afterwards.
That's why I was trying to stay in God's country here.
The rover is, so we have this black rover, and it's 198,000 miles.
There you go.
I'm so proud.
Nice. You know, some vehicles are that way, though. They're just very reliable. Certain engines are that way. And, you know, once in a while you get a lemon. I mean, it's just the way it is. But, you know,
but you also have to take care of things.
Well, that's it. You can't just run it on 15,000 miles without an oil change, something like that. Well, I mean, technically you could if you get the right filter and oil, I guess. Paulie P would know about that. Driving trucks. But your average car, not so much.
Not so much.
Well, the digibug keeps on digying. real quick, a big shout out. It's called the digibug because it's named after Digibite. Digibite just had its 9-year anniversary on the 10th of this month.
That's right.
Blind Dave, he put out a good video on his channel. There was a Spaces commemorating it. And Jared Tate was in there, the founder of Digibite. I mean, he was answering questions. And so, I mean, you know, if you're not on Twitter, get on Twitter, because you can actually interact with founders of coins. And it's pretty cool. But yeah, 9 years running nonstop, pretty awesome. Dave on his channel, Blind Dave, he's got the Twitter Spaces. He actually put it on his channel so that you can go rewatch it or listen to it. So big shout out to Digibite and everything they've done. One of my favorites.
Shout out to Digibite and Blind Dave. We love Blind Dave.
Yes, one of my favorites. Blind Dave.
Yes, and we have a turd. We call it the turd, which is a brown. Charlie calls it like root beer or something. It's a brown Mercedes D. I don't know what number it is, but it's a 1980 Mercedes with 121,000 miles on it. I don't like that one. So but then I like this one. So we have a white one that we bought from my friend Ken, and I named her Grace, and she's an 83 with 160,000.
Okay. Let's see. You got those good motors in it, those diesel.
Yeah, the diesel motor in it.
We'll just keep on going.
And no electronics. So
right. That's your getaway vehicle.
Just saying. Yeah.
That's it.
Charlie's driving the turd. I get Grace.
Nice. Nice. So it's like the root beer car, huh?
Yes.
Root beer car. Root beer. So in the wintertime, you know, when I'm pale, I could get in that car and it'd be like a root beer float, wouldn't it? It'd be the white and then the root beer.
Maybe so.
Okay.
I don't know how that works.
Yeah.
RIP, moment of silence, or cheers to Lisa Marie Presley, I guess maybe would be a more appropriate thing. There's, you know, lots of thoughts around her. Some people think, you know, she was married to Michael Jackson for a while there.
Nicolas Cage.
Oh, was she married to Nicolas Cage too?
Yeah, some real weird.
She's got a lot of boyfriends. That's all I know.
No, Elvis's daughter.
No judgment, girl. I mean, you do you, boo. But like, she has 4 children with 3 different men. One of them tragically passed away from suicide 2 years ago, I guess.
Yeah.
That was pretty heartbreaking to hear or learn about.
Yeah, I think that devastated her if you look at her comments, and she was really struggling with that. She's having a hard time with that.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I don't know if that may have had something to do with her death. They did not. There haven't been really reports out about
not a whole lot. I mean, there were some posts on Twitter that, talked about the prick, and she might have posted it. And then I don't know, it's a real post. It's hard to know on Twitter when they take screenshots and say, oh, these were her comments that she said she did. And, did that have an effect on it? Because she died of, was it heart failure or a heart attack? I don't know what it was.
I don't know that they
I
had
can't
a
remember.
real
I can't remember
result out.
Okay. All right, I don't want to spread any speculation, but I did see her on the Golden Globes, and she was kind of needed some help to stabilize herself. I mean, she was pretty, you could tell, almost winded when she was trying to speak. Had to be, and this was 1 day before she died, 2 days. Golden Globes were Tuesday, and so she died yesterday, so 2 days. So she was there at the event. And then Zelensky actually spoke, on screen, of course, live via remote. It's probably recorded anyway. But he had his freaking, shirt on like he always does. And he had the little symbol there, the little quasi-Nazi symbol, on his chest, talking about Ukraine and, and he actually came out and said, we will not have a World War III, almost trying to reassure everybody. This will not turn into World War III. And I'm like, well, how do you know that? I mean, how can you be so confident to know that that's not going to happen? You know what I mean? And it's just like, I don't know, the whole thing, it's just, I'm sick of it. I'm sick of seeing the pandering and just the acting and just the BS. I mean, going on trips when your country's at war. I mean, what I don't know. The whole thing.
Oh,
just
the
stinks.
Photo shoot with Vogue or whatever. That was so disgusting.
When you're just getting bombarded by Russian missiles.
Yeah.
It's like, are you kidding me?
Supposedly, yeah. And gloating about your wealth and all this. Like, it was disgusting.
And then trying to act like, he's like some guy in the front lines, with his outfit and his, I mean, it's just too much theater for me. I can't handle it. I mean, I really can't. And I mean, I know people have, suffered, but I just can't stand to watch the pandering guy, come over here and, hey, we need 45 billion. Hey, how about 100 billion? And I mean, and they're sleazy freaking, Congress people trying to give that money to him and just pandering and just like slobbering over him when he's giving his speech in Congress. Yeah, I mean, I can't handle it. I mean, I'm America first, and that's just the way it is, and I make no bones about it. That's the way it is.
That's nothing to apologize about.
Why should it be? Everybody else is, their country first.
Yeah, and you should be. I mean, everyone should be looking out for, their neighbor, their home. I'm really proud of what's going on in Oklahoma. Oklahoma legislators are promoting an energy independence bill. So this is pretty exciting. Any company receiving bailout money, let's see, from the winter storm to implement certain grid hardening measures in the hopes of avoiding rolling blackouts.
Good.
So other bills focus on the energy sector, including approving construction of micronuclear plant. Maybe some of that fission stuff, huh? And creating a petroleum reserve and creating protections for internal combustion engines. So good stuff happening in Oklahoma. There's one more big thing about Oklahoma. I told you guys about Dr. Deb Shropshire being put in place over Department of Human Services, and that's the lady that she's a pediatrician. She was a director of child welfare for the state of Oklahoma for quite a while. She had a clinic for foster kids to help them not get lost in the system. And she's Mia and Cannon's godmother. And now I'm sure with her help and direction, Governor Stitt has created a child welfare task force in Oklahoma. And I've already started getting emails from them they're trying to do like some surveys. They're sending them to foster parents, trying to help us pass them on to kids who have been adopted, to find the kids to do these surveys. And they're trying to gather more information to put some services around and support children in child welfare. So this was awesome to me. this epic school thing is like a nightmare. So when we went into lockdown, and even before that, they started this online school thing, and it was a big joke. All they were doing, they were even lying about kids checking into the online school because they were getting paid on attendance, pretty much like our regular government schools do. They don't care if the kids are learning.
No,
they just
it's
care
you got to be there.
about
They need warm bodies so they can get all the money.
So they get the money.
Yep.
And that's what came out with this investigation. But this is kind of the same thing as the FTX thing. The Epic thing is actually what's actually happening in government school. It just exposed it because it was online. So it's like, well, wait a minute. What do you mean you're not teaching the kids? You just care if they check in and show up. Well, the FTX thing was mimicking what our banks are doing, what our legacy finance system,
every sector have been doing the same thing.
Have been doing for years.
It's doing the same thing.
Right.
Everywhere.
But you're not upset with them?
No.
Like, you're going to hold, where's the same standard here?
What do you mean you don't have my cash in the bank?
Yeah.
You don't have my money? I want my cash out. I want my cash out right now. God forbid, I mean, $10,000 red flags you. You know that. And then it's not.
Oh, no, it's actually $6,000. They don't tell you that.
Well, it's
not
less than that. Let's say if you take out $1,000 every week for say 6 weeks or 10 weeks. If you take $1,000 a week.
Suspicious.
Exactly. That has to go in a SAR report, a suspicious activity report, because they're like, well, wait a minute. You're trying to take out $1,000 at a time. And even though you didn't take out the 10,000 limit that they state. No, I mean, since you're taking it out, frequently, they're like, okay, this is really suspicious. We need to report this. And that's how Denny Hastert, the child molesting Speaker of the House, got caught. He went to jail for doing that, paying off the person that he was, molesting. And that's on the record, by the way.
But when Epstein did it, and the AG of the Virgin Islands went to call out JP Morgan.
Well, he got fired.
Biden flew down to the Virgin Islands and had a vacation.
Yeah.
And Quid Pro Joe
once again out of there.
Got rid of somebody. If I had to guess.
You need to find the other speech. Remember when he was bragging about, I told him you need to get rid of this guy by morning or you're not getting $1 million or whatever it was and all that. That was Ukraine, wasn't it? I think it was Ukraine. And once again, corrupt. You want to talk about exactly. You pointed this out, I think, yesterday or multiple times. Everything they accuse the other side of doing, they're doing. That's basically what it comes down to. And so, when they're pointing the finger and saying, oh, Russia, Ukraine. Well, they're the ones doing the dealings. And then that's all coming out now. I'm sick of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's
exposing to everyone. And that's where I love Janine from Tarot by Janine. She's had this dream for it was a long time ago, but she's like, I keep getting affirmations of this dream was that the signs are going to say, you're going into the storm, and the signs are saying danger, warning, flooding ahead. It's getting worse. It's getting worse. And she goes, but as I'm driving, it's actually getting better. But the signs are all saying danger, danger. And that makes so much sense with what we're going through. It's like, all the signs are coming out. All the bad stuff is coming out. But it's actually getting
better for humanity.
Because all of that stuff that we're seeing signs of has been happening for a long time in the dark.
Yep. Now it's being exposed to the light. And what do you do to take down a vampire? You shine the light of truth on them.
Yeah.
There you go. Taking down the vampires.
This trending said Hillary a minute ago. Now it says silver. That's pretty good. I don't know what this plane movie. That's another promoted tweet that I keep seeing.
Plane or something. I don't even know what it's.
Plane movie. Something about the plane.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know, but there's something to that about today and plane. I don't know. I thought this was funny. A brewery CEO has to pay out over $500,000 to competition winners who found solid gold beer cans, but they were actually just gold plated.
Yeah.
And so this is in Scotland, I guess. I thought that was awesome.
Solid gold, my behind.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
NASA found a planet almost the size of Earth, and it is in the habitable star zone.
So I'm not even going to go there.
Yeah, we don't have to talk about it. But
Nope.
I just thought it was
It's not
funny.
even. Let's not even go there.
We don't have to talk about it.
I'm not gonna bring it up.
I just thought it was funny. Yeah, that's pretty much all of it.
That's all you got. That's all you
Phoenix
got.
Rising. Yes, that's pretty much all my news. I don't know. We're only going back. Oh, this was really interesting. So Gemini got charged this week, and they're in a trust. And oh my God, what was that? Something outside my front door. The SEC charged their trust, and so Caitlin says, very interesting legal issue. Is a trust company a bank under U.S. security laws? In some parts of security laws, it's clearly not, but in others, it could be if it's a fiduciary. This case could touch a key question. Can a trust company ever be a qualified custodian? I thought that was pretty interesting. Which I also liked this, but it did not.
There's some trust issues.
Stay on there. I got some trust issues.
We can't go on with suspicious minds.
Lord.
Trust issues.
Crazy.
Whoa, Elvis has left the building.
Mm-hmm.
Holy cow. Litecoin 1,000 by June. No. I gotta up. I gotta
so
up Johnny.
actually, what back was it last? Well, now it's last. I can easily say last year.
Yeah,
Makes it so much easier when it's January. Last year, SL said
a long time ago.
We did a video in one of her guides, gave her that Litecoin would. I think I'm remembering this correctly. It's on my Patreon, but it's quite a ways back in one of the older posts. But that Litecoin would hit new, I want to say, a high this year.
I think it's possible. Very possible.
A new all-time high this year. And I want to say she said it was in like the $800 range.
I mean, it
was the number she was given.
It could happen.
No promises, anyone, guys.
No promises. I mean, I told you, my conservative estimate. It's 240, June 17th ish. But I mean, just looking at all the other stuff, I mean, it very easily, if it starts going to where it needs to go,
could go 4 times that.
Yeah, easily. Yeah. Because when you look at the ratios, you and Johnny talked about the ratios yesterday. He's like, I'm thinking 300 to 550 by having. And, because it depends on what the price of Bitcoin is. Because if Bitcoin right now, it's moving pretty good. Was it 20,000? It might be 20,000 right now. My ticker's not working for Bitcoin. But anyway, so let's say it's.
Don't say your ticker's not working. That scares people nowadays.
I know my ticker's not working. It's like, next thing it'd be like, no.
What is it? What do they call it?
It's the price ticker.
Oh, I thought you were talking about your
Commotio Cordis.
Yes.
Commotio Cordis. I saw Litecoin Lisa. It's but it
market.
Stop. I can't. All right. So if Bitcoin stays at $20,000, it's the ratio. It's the ratio that catches up. The Litecoin ratio is going to catch up to Bitcoin.
Oh, it's almost 20,000.
Yeah. So I mean, if what I see is the ratio going to, I mean, Johnny was looking at 60 to 1. Or 100 to 1. That's okay.
50 to 1 and 100 to 1 is what we were talking about.
I think that's probably where it's going to go, just naturally. However, if Litecoin does what Dogecoin did, and the reason why I say that is because Dogecoin caught up to Bitcoin and reached its kind of level where it needs to be, and it stayed there. It's going to bounce up and down. If Litecoin does that between now and June, which it very well could, with all the things going on in the world, then you're looking at, 20 to 1, 10 to 1, even a wick to 4 to 1. I know that sounds bullish, but it could happen. Just saying. But I'm going to stick to the 250 so that everybody can plan accordingly. And then if you've got a nice surprise to where Bitcoin is $20,000 and it goes 4 to 1, I think you'll be pretty happy. Or even 10 to 1.
Amazing.
10 to 1. That's $2,000. Anyway. I'm not saying it's out of the realm of possibility with everything I've seen.
Legislature, they, like we said, they passed in the House to get rid of the 87,000 agents, but they're also proposing a bill to eliminate
Abolish
them
it.
altogether. Yeah,
Yeah.
to defund them.
Yeah.
Which I guess I have a terrible memory because I was like, I'm pretty sure Mr. T did that.
Well,
already.
you've seen pictures. I mean, there's certain Twitter accounts that you can follow, and I mean, there are people sending in pictures of like the IRS building to where it's like ghost town in Washington, D.C. So, I mean,
what's really going on?
What's really happening? A lot of people are saying D.C. is kind of a ghost town right now. I'd like to know from people in D.C. if they've seen a change in the last couple of years. Or, what's going on? I don't know. I'm not there. I can't really say. It'd be nice to have some factual information on some of this stuff.
What's a fact anymore?
I know, right?
Hey, Mitch jumped in and wanted to throw up some prayers for Mitchie's mom.
Yep.
So everybody send a big hug to Mitch's mom, please. We would appreciate that.
Yes,
the fam has to send positive energy to each other when we need it.
Yep.
And I know my little mama is in some pain too. So,
well, I'm sorry.
Just, it's
send some hugs to Nana.
No fun getting through this life in these broken down bodies.
Cleanses so we can get that body going again.
Yeah. We're going to get these magic med beds there,
That's the way I look at it. It's like I'll milk every last ounce of energy that I can out of this thing, knowing full well that, it goes on somewhere else, spirit goes on. But while you're here, why not make the best of it?
Yes.
Why
get to a meetup, get hugs.
Right.
All the things. So
why not come down and fight this cool battle to where we're like overthrowing vampires and changing the monetary system and bringing in this bright new age? I mean, what better time if you had to choose, what better time to come back?
You know what's so funny? So Cannon and I have been his little Fortnite game. They have comms all over that game. The hammer. So they've been talking about the hammer. The dates have coincided with what's happened in the legislature, in the House. They put the hammer up.
Really?
And then they were bringing the hammer back out right when it came out on January 6th. And he said, yeah, well, Mom, and when you hear him explain it to me, he goes, well, Mom, the hammer had some glitches. And every time the hammer hit water, it would glitch and people could cheat. And so all these people that knew how to glitch the system were using the hammer and hitting water with the hammer.
Watch the water.
Yeah, it was all the maritime law stuff.
Yeah.
And when you think about if our systems have been gamed against us, we the people, and the new hammer is here, the glitch has been fixed. Whether it's in the Matrix or however you want to say it. What's so funny to me is I am the least gamer-friendly person. I hate video games. I hate all that. But when you talk about it like that, like we came down here to play and we are in the Matrix and all that. Like
we're playing a game right now.
I'm here. I'm 100%. I'm all in. I'm all for being in the game if it means freeing the people. Yeah. I don't know what all that means, but yes. I'm all here for all of that. So he's so cute. He's at his dad's the last couple days. And so he's sending me, I don't know where my phone is, but he sent me Fortnite update, Mom. I think this means something.
I love it.
Thank you.
You got a little intelligence operation going.
Yes. So he's sending me messages.
Stuff. Remember that? They were sending messages on PlayStations and stuff.
Was it on Halo or
some of those games? I mean, they got that's what they were sending messages back and forth. For top secret stuff and battle plans and game plans. I mean, they use whatever means that they can to message each other, and but then that comes in that whole statement of we have it all, and you think, okay, this is going to be a good show.
It's going to be a good show. I'm just grateful to get to be a part of it and play part of the game and you know what? I get to talk to my magical internet friends and occasionally get to see them in a meetup and get a hug and share that positive energy. And that's the stuff I live for.
Yep. Recharge that spirit, that soul. It's like that, the energy level in the game. It's like, All right,
Yeah.
I'm ready to fight some more. Come on.
Yeah, you got to level up.
Yep, level up. That's it. Level up, Lisa.
I love it.
That's
I
your
love you
character.
guys. I know, but I love it. I love the community, and yeah, I'm excited for more. So looking forward to getting the Mighty Sirens back together and getting that date on the calendar for everybody. Dragon Westwood, wherever we're going, whether he likes it or not. It'll be somewhere warm, and we'll have a great time with everybody. So, and we'll see who all shows up. That'll be exciting. And they get in free with their
If you got your cup, bring your cup.
Their cup. Yes. We're going to have a great time. So you
We
guys
always
take
do.
care and have a great weekend. I love you all. And I'm so grateful for our friends in the chat and our community. If you want to chat with us and check out more information, I've got my Patreon that you can message me privately, and you can see my research throughout the week. You can also join our Telegram group that's free. Go to clintwestwood.net for resources. If you need any help with crypto or lots of other resources, other channels to follow, great information there. And you can email Westwood there too. So you guys take care.
Trust
Have a great
yourselves.
weekend.
Always trust yourselves.
Cheers.